With us tonight, Joel Heitkamp, host of News and Views. Joel, great to have you back on the show. Farm bill finally gets passed out of the House, but there's no SNAP program. Is it going to go to conference committee number one? And what's so bad about no SNAP program to the Farm Bill? We've got 101 million people now that need food aid. There's more people that need food aid than private sector jobs.
I don't think it's intended to go to conference committee. In fact, I think the strategy of Eric Cantor and that legion of the Tea Party members has been to not let it even get to conference committee, because then the whole light of the world shines on it and they can play these political games behind the scenes. You know, Bob Dole and George McGovern were the ones that brought together this coalition of basically people who eat. You know, the SNAP program, the senior hot lunch program, all of those things. School hot lunch, I mean, you know, and the senior meals program. That was a coalition meant to bring in urban votes to the rural area. It worked. It worked. I don't know how many pickups you saw in front of your church, but the farm policy is working right now. What I will tell you is this: it's not going to work if we have to stand alone.
But why not divide it? Because you know as well as I do, hey, if milk goes to $8 a gallon, like Colin Peterson sometimes has talked about, clearly those urban legislators are quickly going to go, you know what, maybe this farm bill is more important than I thought it was. Why not separate them, get rid of some of the waste that's going on? For example, in Illinois, they only missed their SNAP program, how they're supposed to do it, by less than 2%. It cost us as taxpayers, as a nation, $52 million. We don't have that kind of coin.
Yeah, well, there's another part to all of that. Nobody wants to talk about the farm bill itself, the direct payments in the farm bill, right?
But those have not been taken out,
right?
Correct?
But right, nobody's taken it out. I mean, if we do nothing here, if they don't get to conference committee and fix this, it stays in. We actually, and farmers themselves say, we don't even need the money. We don't want the money. So really what they're doing by not getting into a conference committee in the House now, the Senate's been ready for a long time, bipartisan, I might add. John Hoeven and Heidi Heitkamp voting for that Senate bill. One Republican, one Democrat. Kevin Cramer, by voting for the amendments that blew apart the deal, basically tubed the farm bill, period. And it's one of two things, Chris. Either he knew what he was doing and wanted to hurt farmers, or two, he's stupid. Now, you tell me which one it is.
If he doesn't vote for the farm bill, he's going to get beat up. Now what he's saying is, look, we voted for this deal. Now it's back on of course, they got to get the conference committee, but now it's at least back to conference committee where you can go, hey, we passed something. We'll work the details out there.
They got to send it to conference committee, right?
Right.
They have to send it to the conference committee. Let's see.
Would you rather not vote for the farm bill?
I would rather he had voted for the deal that his chairman of his House Ag Committee, Chairman Lucas, brokered, which was a farm bill that had major cuts in it to the SNAP program, had major cuts into it to direct payments, really tightened the belt on farmers themselves, and they would have went to with the House version, which was tougher, the Senate version, which was tough, and they would have brokered a deal. And we'd have a 5-year farm bill on a program that worked. But by Kevin Cramer voting for these amendments, as Colin Peterson told him, don't do this. You're going to wreck this coalition of Republican and Democrat alike. By him doing that, he purposely tubed the farm bill.
But he didn't do it. Cantor's the one that threw the
amendment in there. He voted for him.
Well,
he voted for him.
Party line. That's what I'm saying.
No.
He
voted for
not
him.
Voted for the farm bill.
Sure you do. It's your vote. It's North Dakota's vote. It isn't Eric Cantor's vote. You look at Eric Cantor and you say, bite me. You know what? You don't get it today. You don't get it today. You're hurting my farmers today. And that's what Kevin Cramer did. And if he did that, you're going to find this guy to be a one-term congressman, because he better realize that we are ag producers in this state.
You think Kevin Congressman doesn't realize that?
Well, I think you better fix it fast, because I'll tell you what, they'd be just this passionate from this chair or that chair if this was Earl Pomeroy we were talking about.
He's been told that they were going to bring this in the conference committee. There's going to be a separate SNAP program that was going to get the conference committee, and they were going to work all the details out. On this show, he said, Chris, I guarantee a farm bill is going to get passed, and I know we're going to bring this in the conference committee, and it's going to end up being pretty much what it was from the get-go. That was
he was also told by the chairman of his committee, Chairman Lucas, Republican, that if you vote for these amendments that Eric Cantor and the Tea Party guys are doing, you're going to blow this bill apart. They did it. They blew the bill apart, and you got to ask yourself, what's the motivation? Is he that naive to the process, A, or B, did he truly want the farm bill to go down the tubes?
I think he's saying, hey, I got to pass this thing and get these people so we can get the conference committee, get the farm bill passed.
Get it there then.
Then now they got to get
it there then.
That's what he's trying to do.
They don't need one Democratic vote. The first thing Kevin Cramer did was issue a press release saying it was the Democrats' fault.
What about Cantor? I think it's Cantor's fault.
Well, He voted with Cantor.
I understand that. He had to vote for a farm bill. That was just because he was told the SNAP program will come up next, and now they're not bringing it to committee. Cantor
So he's riding in a pickup with everybody drinking beer, and the guy driving hits the ditch, and you say, oh, it's his fault.
No,
that's what he did.
I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying what he was told and what actually is happening, in my opinion, are two different things. Let's talk about
So
this.
he is naive then.
I think he's being sold a bill of goods from leadership.
Well, then
yes.
he better brain up.
So let's talk about this. Speaking about maybe braining up, federal judge came out today, temporarily halts North Dakota law banning abortions as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy, saying, hey, it's unconstitutional, you say.
Problem's federal. Got to fix it federally. If people want abortion to go away, they had the votes back. The pro-life party, which is the Republican Party in this nation right now, is pro-life, or says they are. They had the Senate, they had the House, they had the Supreme Court, and they had the presidency back under George W. Bush. They never, ever made abortion illegal. So now they're trying to do it at the state level. It's a federal issue. You and I both know it. Roe v. Wade still is the law of the land. Until they fix it federally, it doesn't get fixed.
But what about in the Roe v. Wade decision? It says, look, the states have got the right for prenatal health, also for the mom's health. Where are the states' rights in this deal? Why can't the states say, hey, we feel this is the right move for North Dakota?
Because right now, the way the law of the land is, which is Roe v. Wade, until you deal with it federally, what they're saying is Roe v. Wade says the Constitution doesn't stop a woman from having an abortion. My point is this, Chris, and you know I have sympathies on all sides of this issue. They have to solve the problem federally. All we're doing in North Dakota is driving down the window, throwing money out the window. And Betty Grandy knew that. She wanted this fight. So did Margaret City.
But that's what I'm saying. Roe v. Wade says specifically in it that they've got the right, the state's rights for prenatal life and for the mom's health. Why doesn't that fit in here? When you've got a heartbeat,
Okay.
to me, that's prenatal life.
So North Dakota dealt themselves a hand at the table of this argument, right? We're going to find out how good Wade Stenjum is.
That I agree with.
Right.
And when you talked about
Right.
Bush and they had you look at immigration, and back in 2008, Obama had both houses, did nothing in immigration. That's a huge problem.
We're gonna find out whether or not Wayne Stenjum's a good attorney or not.
Thank you for always being
Yep.
here. We appreciate it. Stay with us when we come back. Much more on 6-3 Point of View. Be sure and go to our website. Let us know how you feel about, hey, how is Kevin Cramer doing right now in the House as far as this farm bill is concerned? Would you give the guy an A, B, C, D, or E? I know we were going to talk about that. We didn't get a chance to. Let us know your thoughts. We'll be right back.